Thank you very much, Clyde. It's wonderful to be with you. Thank you for the invitation, and maybe someone cancelled his workshop, and I said to me, could you speak? So it's not the most well-prepared workshop or speech I have done, okay? But I think it will be fun if we interact together. So if you want to move a little bit closer, that would be cool. You will see the pictures and the numbers, especially if you have eyes issues. I'm so glad to be with you. I know it was really a God connection, and I would like to speak to you about keep it simple, stupid. So the French keys, and especially regarding mobile. So if you look at this picture, you know what a French kiss is, and it's a guy from our staff. His name is Marc Ariberti. He's a great web developer. He was in the best engineer school in France, and he developed something called VLC. VLC is a video player, free software. Yes, with his school. He was part of the development team. And one day when I was using VLC, I found it so great, so cool, so simple, that I went to the credit page. No, you never look to the credits. But I looked to the credit page and I saw all this name of a central school in Paris, all the students, and I read the list. Like the day after, I was in my church, and the guy said, "Could I introduce you to Marc Ariberti?" And I said, "I know you." No, yeah. He said, "You know me?" I said, "I saw your name in the VLC credit." Yeah. That was really good, and I like this kind of God-divine connection. He said, "Yes. Nobody's looking at the credit page." I said, "I did it once." and I said to him, "Are you a Christian?" He said, "Yes, I am." "What do you do?" "I'm working in a company, a good company, working software." I said, "Why don't you serve the Lord with your talents? Come with us." So he said, "Yes, I would like." So he wanted to come and see his boss. And he said, "Can I have one day every week to work with the chrétien in France? Develop a new website for the." And his boss said, "I'm okay, but I have one condition." What is it? The condition is I want to pay you for it. So this guy started to be a volunteer in our team for 1 year. Yeah, you want me to move it? Okay. The lights? No, come close to the microphone. Oh, guys. And he started to work for 1 day every week during 1 year. And he was so effective, so efficient, he developed a website called godrev.com just on this day. And then later he felt to called by God to come and join the team full time, so he resigned for his job, and now he's a missionary with us. He's raising his own support, and he's a great web developer. So he just married 3 months ago, and that was at his wedding, and that was a French kiss is, a real French kiss. It's not here, it is there, with the tongue. Okay, guys. This is my wife, so it's always good to show your wife, and my wife is wonderful. That was me in '86. You see the guy on the picture. So you know me. You don't know the guy in the front. The guy in the front is Billy Graham. Okay. No, I'm joking. I was there in the team I was 22 years old, and he came to France for a crusade, and that was really God guiding me to be there, and they asked me to be part of the team. I was there for 11 months. So my first job in life was to work for Billy Graham. They asked me, one day he was coming to the office, and I said, "Eric, could you make coffee for Billy Graham?" And I said, "Sure." So I was thinking maybe this man is very tired. I will do a good, strong French coffee, something very strong. So they gave him the coffee, and someone came back and said, "Do you want to kill Mr. Graham?" And I said, "Sure not. Why?" "Because that's not American coffee. We would like a coffee the same color as a tea." Okay. It was before Starbucks. Okay. So a seed was planted in my heart for evangelism. I was there on the stage in Paris, big crusade and thousands of people were coming to Christ, and I made this prayer, Lord, use my life, I would like to be an evangelist like this man. And I didn't know, 25 years later, I will help them to develop internet evangelism. Of course, internet was not existing. Just to give you some background. Now what we do is available in 20 languages. It's reaching many countries. For example, we just launched a website with Billy Graham 7 months ago called peacewithgod.jesus.net, and this website reached 205 countries in 7 months. Close to 1 million people came to the website. More than 900,000 people came to the website. More than 100,000 made a prayer to receive Christ, and you will discover that it's through the mobile that it was the most effective in a few minutes. A few months ago, we crossed this special mark of 2 million people who indicated a decision on one of our websites. Now it's 2.7 million, I think. Of course, it's numbers, but behind numbers, it's real people. Like Marie-France, you see her. She went on Google in France looking for some answers because she wanted to commit suicide, and she found our advertisement on Google, and then the Knowing God website, which is called Connaître Dieu in France. She made a prayer to receive Christ. She was in contact with a volunteer and invited to an Alpha course in France. Have you heard about Alpha course? Yes. And then she joined the church, and she wrote me an email saying, I will be baptized. Would you like to come and baptize me? And the pastor is a friend, so I came and I baptized Marie-France. And now she is in a discipleship school. She has a great impact already, and in her family, already several people came to Christ through her testimony. It's what we want to see. Real people, okay? Real people. And behind the numbers, it's real people. A little bit of the vision. We would like to expose by 2020 500 million people to the gospel through the internet. It was before mobile, okay? With mobile, it could be more. I hope it will be more. And it's really doable. It's not a big dream. You know, it's something that is doable by God's grace, but it's doable. We know that when we expose people to the gospel, usually on the internet, 10% of them will make a decision to follow Christ, indicate the decision. Half of them, it's a new decision, half of them, it's a rededication. When we go to mobile, it's much more than that. I will show you in a few minutes. And of course, after the decision, it's not finished. The discipleship is very crucial. So we are working on developing new tools, like one called Grow. It's a discipleship platform. We already have a website called Why Jesus. So we connect people from this decision. We connect them with a Christian, and then they can interact. And in some countries, very effective. And you see some numbers here. And at the end, of course, we want to connect people to a local church. This is another way, another picture. On your left, you see Google, you see, and so we want to help people to come from the online to the offline, from the internet to a local church. And we do that through a stepping stone strategy. So we don't use only one tool, but several tools. We can add stone in the river. We have this Knowing God website called Peace with God in the United States. We have the Why Jesus website. We are developing experimentation with online church with this platform called Grow. So we have also landing pages. So, for example, if someone is depressed and we buy the word depression. We bring people to a specific page about that, and we have many landing pages. So that's the website, Peace with God. And the numbers I was giving to you. Okay, 126,000 people made a prayer, 35,000 asked for a follow-up. But look at this one. Okay, this one is really related to our topic. So if I split now the number of people who made a decision in this only Peace with God, okay, only English, we have 19 other languages, but just for this one. So, and the Billy Graham is doing the follow-up for this website. You see that 36,000 people made a prayer on the website, and 92,000 on the mobile site. For months, and I know that organizations, they really want to put their content, they believe content is king. Yeah. I don't believe it. I think content is queen, or content is king, okay? But not king. What is king is the user experience. So you can have the best content. What? Okay, let's speak about Wikipedia. Wikipedia, you know Wikipedia. You pronounce Wikipedia? Okay, Wikipedia. Sure. So it's very simple. It's user-generated content. So it's not content coming from bright people, but from everybody. And it's very effective. The user experience is great in Wikipedia because you can contribute and of course you can receive. If we think to Facebook, the content is not extraordinary except if you put your picture, maybe it's becoming better content, but the user experience is great. And you can think to many websites or tools. So here, I discovered in the United States that for you, American, content is very important. And probably it is, but not so important when it's coming to internet and to mobile. Maybe you disagree with me and we can talk about it later. But I'm here to challenge you guys, not to be pleasant. Pleasant? Okay. Not just to tell you what you want to hear. So when we compare these two numbers, in the websites, the classic websites, we have great content. Really, I love it. It's really wonderful. If you go to Peace with God, that is internet, you will love the content. Great video, very cool stuff, with Billy Graham voice, wonderful. You go to the mobile versions of peacewithgod.net/mobile. If you do it now, it's really simple. And just a short presentation, no video, only text. But you know what? 25% of the people visiting the mobile website made a prayer to receive Christ. And maybe 8 to 9% of the people visiting the classic website made a prayer. Please. Last week, we decided to put the Peace with God under WordPress. No, we decided months ago, but last week, finally, we made it. And now, the people using smartphone, instead of having the mobile text, they have the mobile version. They have the touch version. They can see video. You know what? We came from 25% of decisions to 9%. Last week, we went from the mobile text to the mobile touch because we are under WordPress now for this week, but that's just .NET. We went from 25% of people clicking yes, I made a prayer to receive Christ, to 9%. So that's why, okay, let's go for questions.
So do you have an explanation for that?
Sure.
Okay. And
What do you think?
the simplicity?
Yes, the simplicity, just one call to action. They don't have to navigate, to go through a whole process, and then to a prayer. So that I know it's challenging for you, especially if you are using video, but it's what we discovered. So what we will do now with this with God, we will come back to a simple text version for mobile. And if people want to see video, we will give them the option, but it's an option. Sometimes we think that because we love our content, we think that the most important for people is to see the content. But the most important, when we set up a website like Peace with God or Connaître Dieu or all these evangelistic websites, the goal is not to be cool. The goal is to challenge people to make a prayer to receive Christ, to make an experience with God, give us your name and address, and we will follow up. So if it's effective when it's simple, why do you want to change it? What we discovered with the landing pages, we do that. We have one topic, it can be one short video, one short text, and just one button. I want to know more about God. And when we advertise the landing page, it's much more effective. And that's a great thing Billy Graham is doing, organization is doing very well. They have 20 kind of landing pages, and they are building all the time new ones. Exactly. So very good example. And Jesus Daily is doing great work. The guy is in Charlotte. His name is Aaron Tabor. He's a doctor selling vitamins. And he started this website, this page on Facebook, not website, excuse me, just with this idea of sharing a daily encouragement, daily verse. And bam, people connected to that, and that's growing very fast. That's amazing. Simple. And the content, of course we need the content, but the content can come later, can come in the discipleship. But if we want to put up front a lot of content, a lot of stuff, a lot of things, people are lost. Let me give you an example. You know Focus on the Family. Focus on the Family, they have great content. They started a website years ago with a lot of different content, and it was not so effective. Maybe it's better to start with a simple page. And you know, website and even probably mobile sites, they need to have one. They do one thing, not many things, if you want it to be effective. And I could multiply the example of many organizations. You have great organizations, especially in the United States, that they use the internet to spread their content. And in fact, it's not very effective because it's content-oriented instead of being user-oriented. Okay, and I hope I'm not challenging you too much. Let's go back to a better picture. Let's go back to this wedding, okay? Wonderful wedding, 3 months ago. And that will be my second and last example of something very simple, very stupid, but very effective. Okay? I was there in this wedding. Since years, I'm thinking and praying how to use SMS. SMS, you say SMS? Okay. But here is the challenge in France. I don't know in the United States, in other countries. The challenge in France is, if I want to send every day 10,000 SMS, which is not a lot in my mind, the bill at the end of the month will be $35,000. Just for 10,000 SMS a day. So it was really, I cannot do it. I tried hard. I connected with brokers in SMS. Did you know that brokers in SMS existed? Did you know that? No, they are brokers. They buy millions of SMS. They sell millions of SMS. So I contacted a guy in an island called Guernsey, and I tried to have millions of SMS for free, and because the guy is a Christian. So I did not succeed. And just 1 week before this wedding, I was again thinking about it, speaking about it with the people in our team. We have a great team, wonderful people in France. And we were sharing about how could we use SMS? How can we do it? And the guy in our team said, I subscribed to a service for 1 year in Switzerland. I paid for it. And it was great to receive every day an encouragement, a word of encouragement. Yeah, but I said to him, yes, but I don't want to sell it. I want to give for free because it's part of our DNA. We are a mission, we are a ministry, we are not a business, we respect business, but we don't sell. We give. So how to give something when it costs $35,000 a month? $35,000. I went to this wedding, and before we took the meal, I prayed. And I said to the people there, okay, you know Jesus made a miracle. The first miracle of Jesus was in a wedding. So maybe Jesus will do a miracle tonight. And we love this miracle in France because it's water turned into wine. It's not a Baptist miracle, wine turned into water. It's really a French miracle. Okay, I will not answer on this topic. Dangerous topic. I apologize to the guy listening. And wow. And during the wedding, I came to a table and a guy was there. His name is Olivier, and he said, Eric, what's going on with Jesus that man? And I said, I'm excited. We will open an office in Japan, and we will do that, and we have this website now in the United States, and it's working well, through the mobile, But I said, really, you know, all these projects are very exciting, but there is something really on the heart, and I don't know how to do it. I would like to send every day short messages to people to encourage them in French language. Oh, I said, do you know there are 2 people in our church already doing that? And I said, no, they do it. And he said, yes, they are in the wedding tonight. And I said, oh, call them. So he called 2 one girl, one young man. And I said, explain to me what you do. And they said, it's simple. We have an unlimited SMS plan. And in France, it's very common. So we send to our friends every day a daily word to encourage them. And suddenly, bam, the idea was there. Okay, if we can find 100 like you, having unlimited plan, sending to 100 people, it's 10,000 every day, and it's free. They said, let's do it. So we were texting during the wedding from one table to the other to find a name for this new idea. And we find in French, pass the mot, which means pass the word. And this night, we started at this wedding, pass the word. That was Saturday night. Wednesday, we put it that on Top Chrétien, on our website. And we said, let's create the 100 Club. You heard about the 700 Club? We created the 100 Club. The 100 Club is, you have an unlimited plan, you are ready to send to 100 people, come and subscribe. Now, we have 700. And the daily reach after 3 months is 45,000 at level. So we know the 700. We ask them how many people they send. So we know that we reach this number. And we don't know the level after. Okay? So it's only 2 levels. Maybe it's more than that, in fact. And new people are coming every day. And they want to be part of it. This is very simple. It's a simple idea, but we need we need often the help of God. Because for years, I was looking for ideas, how to do it, how to raise money, and finally, we just bought one phone, an Android phone. And we are sending every day to these 700 people, and they send to their friends. And because it's their friends, they interact together. That's awesome. That's really great. Now, what I would like to see is that in other countries. So if you know a country where we are like in France, unlimited SMS plans, we can do it. So every day we are sending a short sentence. Let me read you the one of yesterday. I think it was a great one. I will translate it in English for you, especially. So every morning people receive something like that. A life of reaction, So you have a small verse usually at the beginning. The grace and peace will be given to you. Is it English? Grace and peace to you. Okay? A life of reaction is a life of slavery. We have to fight for a life of action, not reaction. I think it was so good. And people receive that at 7 in the morning. They start the day with it. Usually we have a link in it to our Top Chrétien, Top Bible. So if they want to read the verse in the context, they click, they read the verse. And we have already people who came to Christ, came back to Christ, people who love it. We have tons of testimonies because of that. That was really a simple idea. And I think we need God's inspiration to just help us. I will finish with that. I was in a pastoral gathering recently. Pastoral gathering, you say that? And a guy was there from India. And he said, Eric, and they have a huge movement reaching the gypsies. Gypsies? So the gypsies, they don't read. Okay? Most of them, they don't know how to read, especially in India. But in France too. The father of this man started a movement. God started with his father a movement among gypsies in France. And it's maybe more than 100,000 people came to Christ. That was awesome. And now it's expanding in India and in other countries. And he said, we would like to reach the gypsies through their mobile phone. Because we have 50 million gypsies. You say gypsies or gypsies? Gypsies in India. They are all mobile phone users and we don't know how to reach them. So since years we are trying to find how to put a video presentation with a card in their mobile phone, but we don't know how to do it. And I said, let's pray. And we prayed. And suddenly during the prayer, bam, God really gave this idea. And it was a kind of this pass le mot, pass the word. But instead of being text, being audio. So you have someone recording a message on his voicemail, you call it voicemail, and then you give this number to people. They call it. They are encouraged. You say to them something good from the Lord, short, and then you say to them, okay, come back tomorrow, you will have another message, but invite your friend to call this number, 06, okay? A kind of pass the word, but through audio. You say, you will do it, you want to do it. But now you can imagine you can do it also in other countries. They don't speak, and it's a way. It's probably a God's idea to use mobile phone to reach people for Christ. Simple idea, but we really need God's inspiration to have it. Sometimes we build, and that's my point. That's the point of this presentation. Sometimes we build complicated system, lot of content, very sophisticated, and at the end, not a lot of people use it. We need to find, by God's grace, simple ideas that can multiply, that people can use themselves and for themselves. And it's what I like with Pastor Mo. People, they use it for themselves, they benefit from it, and then they want to use it for their friends. So we need this inspiration from the Holy Spirit. And here is the challenge I would like to give you. In 1950, the population of the world was 2.5 million. In 2050, it will be 9.3 billion. We have to accelerate. Okay, we have to speed. And I think God is giving us this amazing time when we can use technology like internet, mobile phone, and maybe holograms tomorrow. New technology to accelerate. We have a promise in the Bible, Matthew 24, that the good news will be spread all around the world, and then the end will come. So we are, I believe, at this time. So if you have any question, ideas, or things you would like to talk with me, I'm available. And if we have time for questions what I don't really know, I'm also available for your question. How will you obtain Jesus that I my name? I love your question. Okay, when we started to develop different websites in the world, different Knowing God websites, we had several brands, several names, and that it was very difficult to explain our ministry to other ministries. So we met a guy from Norway, and he said, I made research, and I think Jesus.net could be a very good name for you. I tried, he said to us, his name is Anders. I tried to buy it years ago, but I was not able because the guy is asking a lot of money. And I said, okay, thank you. So I sent an email to my list of friends, English friends, so maybe and other people where you are in it. And a friend of mine answered back to me and said, oh, you want to buy Jesus.net? Then I know the guy. Can I contact him? I said, sure, you can contact him. You can also contribute. He's a big buyer of domain name, by the way, this guy. And not a Christian name. And so he connected us, and the price was $175,000. We came to an agreement for $124,000. We received some, the board in our French ministry made a big step of faith in that we take all this money and that will make a huge difference in the future, which is the case now. Some organizations after that gave a contribution, a Dutch organization and a Swiss organization. That was helpful, but still it was a big, so the way to sweep body. And I know the guy who moved after that to Las Vegas and was a new out. And God bless him.